It was a crisp spring evening in the quiet, affluent district of Hanamdong in Seoul. The blossoms of early cherry trees had just started to tint the sidewalks in soft hues of pink, and the golden hour light bathed the stately houses with a romantic glow. Inside one such residence, an elegant, modern Korean hanok renovated with subtle Western touches, a pivotal moment in two beloved Korean stars' relationship was unfolding. Park Bo-gum, the ever-charismatic actor known for his gentlemanly image and grounded persona, was officially meeting the parents of his rumored partner, Kim So-hyun, for the very first time. The dinner had been anticipated for weeks, both by fans and insiders close to the couple. While neither Bo-gum nor So-hyun had publicly confirmed their relationship, sightings, shared schedules, and their recent collaboration on a drama project had fueled a media frenzy. But nothing sparked speculation quite like tonight's private, intimate dinner with So-hyun's family. House, nestled quietly among ivy-covered walls and tall hedges, exuded warmth. The garden path leading to the front door was lined with solar lanterns, flickering gently as the sun dipped below the horizon. Inside, the aroma of home-cooked dishes wafted through the living space. So-hyun's mother, a graceful woman with a knife for traditional cuisine, had prepared a full-course Korean dinner, from bulgogi marinated to perfection, to hand-rolled kimbap and a subtle yet aromatic doenjang. Park Bo-gum arrived promptly at 6:30 p.m. Dressed in a tailored navy blazer over a soft cream turtleneck, he carried a modest gift, a lacquered wooden box of premium herbal teas from Jeju and a handwritten note for the parents. Upon stepping into the foyer, he bowed deeply, first to So-hyun, then to her parents, offering a bright yet respectful smile. His voice, slightly lower than usual, carried a nervous sincerity. "Thank you very much for inviting me. It's an honor to be here," he said. Kim So-hyun, wearing a simple white blouse and a soft beige skirt, looked equal parts composed and affectionate. Her eyes met his briefly, silently offering support. Her father, a reserved man known in media circles for his protective stance toward his daughter, motioned him inside without much expression. Her mother, in contrast, greeted Bo-gum warmly and invited him to sit in the living room while she laid the final touches on the dinner table. The living room was a beautiful blend of old and new. A traditional Korean painting of peonies hung above a sleek fireplace, paper-screened windows contrasted with a Scandinavian-style sofa. They exchanged small talk at first, touching on the weather, recent events, and Bo-gum's filming schedule. The actor responded with poise, though every so often, he reached for the glass of water beside him with a slightly trembling hand. As the family gathered around the dining table, a long wooden structure hand-carved by So-hyun's grandfather, the atmosphere grew both intimate and charged. The food was laid out meticulously. The main dish was galbijjim, slow-braised short ribs that gleamed under the soft light of the chandelier above. There were side dishes galore, lotus root and soy glaze, kimchi aged for a year, steamed egg custard, and pickled perilla leaves. Gum began with formal thanks. "Thank you for this incredible meal. Everything looks wonderful." The first 10 minutes passed with polite exchanges about food and career. Then, So-hyun's father asked the question that changed the tone of the evening: "What are your long-term plans?" "Not for acting, for life." There was a pause. So-hyun looked toward Bo-gum, visibly concerned. But the actor took a breath, set his chopsticks down, and answered with admirable candor: "I hope to continue acting, of course, but I also want to live a life with purpose. To be a good son, a respectful partner, and someone who creates peace around him." I believe that relationships, like careers, need honesty, patience, and growth. The answer, while philosophical, was heartfelt. So-hyun's father nodded but offered no verbal response. Her mother, however, smiled faintly and offered Bo-gum more japki. The evening progressed, the tension gave way to easier conversation. They discussed childhood memories, favorite films, even awkward teenage moments. Bo-gum spoke about his own parents, the values they instilled in him, and how he tries to live up to them daily. At one point, he shared a story about how his late mother once told him that love is not proven in grand gestures but in consistent kindness. The sincerity seemed to touch the parents. There was laughter when So-hyun teased Bo-gum about his inability to cook rice correctly, and her father let out a short but unmistakable chuckle. That moment marked a turning point. By dessert, a simple plate of seasonal fruits and yakgwa, the air had become lighter. Though no grand declarations were made, and no promises voiced aloud, something unspoken had shifted. As they moved to the sitting area for tea, Bogum offered to help clear the table. So Hyun's mother refused gently but with a tone of fondness rather than formality. Her father finally made direct eye contact with the actor, and there was something new in that gaze, an acknowledgement, if not yet full approval. As Bogum left that night, stars above Hanam-dong seemed unusually bright. He bowed again, more deeply this time. Hyun's parents stood at the doorway with her, offering polite goodbyes. When her father raised his hand in a brief wave, So Hyun glanced at Bogum with a smile that spoke volumes. Outside, in the stillness of the night, Bogum stood for a moment, then looked back at the house with quiet gratitude. The evening had been tense, yes, but it was sweet in ways only the heart could fully understand. The morning after the dinner had already begun to ripple through entertainment circles, not because of an official press release or a social media post, but due to whispers from a neighbor's casual sighting and a keen-eyed fan who noticed matching accessories on both stars the next day. However, beyond the superficial chatter, something deeper was unfolding, a bridge being built not just between two people, but between families, values, and futures. In Korean culture, the approval of one's parents is more than symbolic. It is often viewed as essential to the sustainability of any serious relationship. Unlike many Western paradigms where personal independence reigns supreme, Korea holds tightly to the tenet that family is a foundational pillar of identity and decision-making. And in the realm of celebrity, scrutiny never fades, such family moments become rare, protected, and deeply telling. Bogum knew this. In fact, he had spent days preparing for the dinner. He had asked his manager to reschedule shoots, practiced proper table etiquette that aligned with So Hyun's family traditions, and even consulted an elder actor he admired for advice on how to speak to protective parents. It wasn't strategy, it was sincerity wrapped in intentionality. Later that week, Bogum and So Hyun met at a quiet tea house in Bukhan, nestled between historic hangak rooftops and cobbled alleys. There, away from the flash of cameras, shared a pot of chrysanthemum tea and reflected on the dinner. According to someone close to the couple, So Hyun gently placed her hand on his and whispered, "You did well. They see who you are." Those few words confirmed what many had suspected, that the dinner wasn't just a social formality. It was a rite of passage. Meanwhile, fan communities online erupted with support. On Twitter, the hashtag #BoHyunFamilyDinner Dinner trended for 2 days. Dozens of artists created fan illustrations of the imagined dinner scene. Others wrote fictional dialogues, blending drama and heartwarming comedy, about how Bogum must have panicked when picking the right gift. Some fans jokingly offered translations of what So Hyun's father might have really meant when he grunted or raised an eyebrow. Humor softened the tension, and the global fan base rallied around what they believed was a blossoming, real-life love story. Media outlets, however, treaded more carefully. Articles highlighted the possibility of a serious relationship but respected the couple's ongoing privacy. One journalist from a respected Korean publication wrote, "Perhaps what makes this moment feel so momentous is that it was never intended for us to witness. We are only seeing glimpses, a shared glance, a parental nod, a silence that means something." The days that followed, So Hyun's mother reportedly spoke to a close friend, who later revealed, "He's humble, thoughtful, kind of young man any mother would want her daughter to have by her side." That statement, when picked up by fans, seen as an unofficial blessing. And indeed, it marked a turning point. For those who had followed both stars for years, from their child acting days to their headline-grabbing roles, this dinner wasn't just about romance. It was about legacy. Both Bogum and So Hyun are actors who built careers not through scandal or sensationalism, but through craft, integrity, quiet persistence. Their fans have grown alongside them, maturing in taste and in hope. The idea that these two might find lasting happiness in each other feels, to many, like a reward for years of emotional investment. Behind the scenes, sources suggest that Bogum has begun learning more about So Hyun's family traditions, particularly the ones passed down from her grandmother. He reportedly asked for a copy of her family's New Year rituals, not to mimic them, but to understand the context and emotional language behind them. That gesture moved so high and deeply. Their next public appearance is rumored to be at an upcoming film festival in Busan. Whether they walk the red carpet hand in hand or continue to keep their romance subtle, one thing is certain: the seal of family has been imprinted gently, tentatively, but with hope. As one fan poetically commented online, "Met the parents, but more importantly, he met their hearts." It may not yet be the final chapter of their story. There might be challenges ahead, as there always are. But in a quiet hangak home in Hanamdong, over bowls of warm soup and slow conversation, the beginning was blessed not by fireworks or fame, but by sincerity. And in that sincerity, something sweet took root, something strong enough to last beyond the spot.